Attention football fans, the question that has exploded in Europe, the one that has unleashed a tidal wave of versions and even an official announcement from Bayern itself, is back. The Golden Duo, that pair that dazzled the world at Liverpool, lifting trophies and tearing apart defenses every weekend, is about to reunite, but not the way you remember it. When we talk about them, the Colombian Luis Diaz and the Egyptian pharaoh Salah, their names are synonymous with magic, speed, and goals. Together in Liverpool colors, they formed one of the most feared partnerships in European football. From the wings, from inside the box, their combinations were lethal. They won trophies and etched their names into Anfield history. But that feel-good story, that dream duo, was cut short in mid-2025. A Liverpool decision no one saw coming. The English club transferred Lucho to the Bavarian giant Bayern Munich, and that sale triggered a €500 million transfer revolution. The goal was to sustain the attacking level the Colombian provided, but reality hit hard. None of those new faces managed to match the impact of the coffee-grown star. The script of their once intertwined careers began to be written in parallel in two different countries. While Luis Diaz kept shining at his German club, adapting to the speed of the Bundesliga, becoming a key piece and an undisputed Bayern star, Salah, by contrast, began to struggle at a Liverpool with poor results, criticized by its own fans and far from the dominant version that made him a legend at Anfield. That collective downturn dragged down his personal situation. On a questioned team, the African marksman lost something that for years had been untouchable: his status as an undisputed starter. The man who was the first shirt penciled into every lineup suddenly started watching matches from the bench, and the strongest blow came off the field. At 33, and just months after renewing his contract, Salah publicly exploded against the club and his coach. He admitted he was disappointed. According to the English press, that phrase felt like a declaration of internal war. The response was blunt: he was left out of the Champions League. In that tense environment, the idea of a possible Egyptian exit began to take hold. A damaged relationship, loss of prominence, a gray sporting context, and the rumors spoke of open doors, a breakup scenario, and the real chance that Salah's story at Liverpool was nearing its end. And it was right there, at that very moment, when a report appeared that ignited Bayern fans and nostalgics of the old duo. German journalist Laura von Tora, a presenter for the Das Network, dropped the bomb. There are certain possibilities that Salah could land at the Bavarian club, the key phrase that made the market tremble. Could he reunite with Luis Diaz, now in Munich? The mere idea of seeing the Colombian and the Egyptian on the same attacking front again, dressed in red but in Germany, was enough to spark hope. At a Bayern already enjoying Lucho's overflowing talent, imagining him paired with Salah on the right sounded like total attacking fantasy. A dream attack. The rumor spread like wildfire on social media, and the speculation wasn't entirely far-fetched when you look at Bayern's context. In recent years, the German giant has sought to invest in marquee stars, not only for sporting reasons, but also to expand international TV and advertising revenue. They need names that seduce the global market. It's going to hurt too much. Obviously, he still has a year to think about it. It's not easy at all. He's always been fine. He's shown it from the time he arrived at Liverpool until today, and he'll keep showing it. Along those lines, another name that has strongly surfaced for the Bavarian side is Vinicius Jr. The Brazilian star at Real Madrid has not wanted to renew his deal with the Spanish club, and his situation is being closely watched across Europe. For Bayern, pairing Vini or Salah with Luis Diaz would be a massive media blow, a footballing earthquake. However, amid the wave of rumors, Bayern itself decided to step in. It didn't want to let the narrative slip out of its hands, and there was an official statement. The one tasked with putting the brakes on the excitement, at least for now, was Max Eberl, a powerful figure within the German club's structure. Eberl spoke publicly to cut off speculation about Salah. He made it clear that for the moment there is nothing advanced with the Egyptian forward. His message aimed to cool the conversation and focus on the current sporting project, avoiding distractions for the locker room and the fan base. But Eberl also took the opportunity to send another important internal message. We have exceptional talent in Lineker. Putting someone ahead of him now would make no sense at all, he said. He defended one of the club's jewels and made it clear he doesn't want to block his growth by bringing in a superstar for his position. Regarding Salah, Eberl was elegant but firm. I think Salah and Liverpool have had a fantastic journey, and fortunately, how things develop between them is not my problem. He acknowledged Salah's career but distanced himself from the current conflict, making it clear that for now, Bayern is staying out of that story. But behind this prudent discourse, there is a reality that Klug does not hide. The newspaper TZ, specialized in coverage of the Reds, reminded readers that Bayern has long complained about the lower international TV rights revenue generated by the Bundesliga. The German league sells less abroad, and Kluge feels the impact. The stars the entire planet wants to watch play in England and Spain. That's why Bayern is generating less interest and passion among fans worldwide, TZ described, pointing to a structural problem. To reverse that, the Bavarians need figures who draw attention and change global perception. From that perspective, it's not crazy to think Bayern will continue pursuing top-tier stars. Signing players like Luis Diaz was part of that strategy, and the door to other moves of that caliber, like a Salah or a Vinicius in the future, will hardly ever be completely closed, even if there is no concrete negotiation today. In addition, the club is also keeping an eye on the future of its great striker Harry Kane. At 34 years old, Kane could be entering the final stretch of his cycle in Munich. Having a plan to renew the attacking front is not a whim. It's a strategic necessity to keep Bayern at the table with Europe's elite. The idea of reuniting Diaz and Salah will keep floating every time the Egyptian appears uncomfortable at Liverpool or Bayern talks about signing stars. Officially today, the German club says there's nothing there. But the sporting and media context leaves the door to speculation ajar, never completely closed. For now, the reality is clear. Luis Diaz keeps shining at Bayern, and Salah remains in a cold war with Liverpool. And the duo that enamored the Premier League exists only in videos from the past. The German club's official announcement served to put the brakes on the saga, but it didn't fully extinguish fans' dreams. And the question remains, will the duo return to the Premier League? And Salah? Today, the official answer is no. There is no agreement, no advanced negotiation, and Bayern is clinging to its project with Leonhardt and the current pieces. But as long as Salah remains uncomfortable in England and Bayern needs global figures to conquer the world market, the question will light up the market again and again. Football history is full of unexpected twists. Will this be one of them? We want to know your opinion. Do you think Salah will end up at Bayern Munich? Would you like to see Luis Diaz and Salah together again, but in the Bavarian jersey? Leave us your comments, like this video, share it with your friends if you enjoyed the information, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these transfer market bombshells. Turn on the bell to stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.